Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your purchase of your Catalina Legacy 293 QB CK. I'm going to walk you around it and show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, your awning. You need plenty of room for that awning to come in and out. On your off campsite, of course, your slide. There's room for that to come in and out unimpeded. Preferably nothing hanging over top of it, and also leave yourself a nice walking path over here, because the next thing I want you to think about is where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power connection is going to be almost at the very rear of the unit, stores in there, and your water connection right next to that. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, unhook your hitch. First thing you're going to do is level your unit. Our unit does come with a power tongue jack, night docking light. Simply raise or lower the unit until it's level. Should you lose power, you do have a manual override right here for a hand crank. That'll get that up and down if you don't have power. Speaking of power, check your battery posts when you arrive. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose going down the road. Once we got our unit level and stable, next thing we're going to do, once we have our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. All four corners of the unit, you have these hand crank stabilizing jacks. 3/4 inch crank here. Throw that on the end and crank these down. I am going to recommend, as I crank these down, stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. Better distributes the weight. You got a 10% off coupon in our store. Go ahead and pick you up a 4-pack of those. Put them on the ground. You can use an impact driver or drill gun and run these down in a couple of seconds. But as you see, if you're patient, use the hand crank, it'll come down pretty quick. Now you're only going to want to run these down onto your pads just until they're taut and you have some type of resistance on your hand crank here. Because remember, our unit's already level. We don't want to change that. We just want to get it stable. So go around your unit, get all 4 of those down. Here's the rear ones. Once we got our unit level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Your 30 amp power cord actually stores right inside. When you arrive, pull it out, plug it in. Looks like a 30 foot cord. At the end of that 30 amp service, should you need to plug into a 110, there's a 30 to 15 amp to plug into a 110 if you need to. Comes with your convenience pack. Once you get your power hooked up, let's hook up our water. At campsites, we will hook up to city water connection. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Use this when putting fluid in here. Pull that out, hook that up, hook up your hose, but don't turn our hose on yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Your hot water heater is going to be over here on the campsite, just to the left of your entry doorway. All we're doing at this point, folks, is making sure our drain plug's back in. Throw a little plumber's tape on the end of that. Put that in there nice and snug. Once that's in there tight, then you can go ahead and turn your hose on. After your hose has been on for a little while, go inside, open up all your water taps, Get the air out of your lines. You can deploy your slide if you need to. Your unit's level and stable. Once you got a steady flow of water going through all of your spigots, go ahead and shut them off, and then you can turn on your hot water heater from indoors. There is reset buttons out here. If your hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, come out here and press that back in. Then your pressure release valve. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go out dry camping or boondocking somewhere. In that case, we will fill our fresh water tank or potable water. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply use a hose. Two ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or two, on the inside there'll be buttons where you can check the level of your battery and black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Once this is full, don't leave it while you're filling it. Once it's full, remove your hose, close that cap, and then when you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump when using city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we're all set up to camp with power and water. Let me walk you around the rest of the unit. Starting here on your off campsite rear. Again, your power, city water connection, fresh water connection. You have an outdoor shower out here. Your 751 key will fit that. This is where the handle for your shower can set up. There's where we dump our black and gray tanks. Fresh water, or excuse me, a low point drain and freshwater drain. Coming to the front of your off campsite is your pass-through storage and your cable hookup for campsites. Front of the unit again, your batteries, propane. Propane does come with a cover and has a regulator on it. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using, lefty-loosey to open. Green means you got gas. Power tongue jack, stabilizing jacks. Again, your pass-through storage over here. There's your huge awning. This will help hold your entry doorway open. On the campsite, you're prepped for a TV over here. Put your TV in here. There's cable and 110 hookup. This is your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when leaving the campsite. Dumping your black tank. Again, your hot water heater over here. This is the flue for your furnace. If you're running your furnace, steer clear of this. It does get rather warm, and make sure nothing's ever blocking it. Access to the back of your fridge, a vent for your microwave, your outdoor speakers. Get to another low point drain over here. Outdoor kitchen. You got your Coleman grill you can set down here. Quick connect water. Make sure that you snap this in for travel. Underneath here. Again, your low point drains on the other side. Your fridge. Back of your unit, spare tire, and you're also prepped for a Furrion backup camera device you can purchase from our store. It'll sit on the dash of your tow vehicle, giving you a backup camera for the unit. And that about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look on the inside. So the first thing I like to point out in every unit is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. Immediately to your left when you come in, up above your countertop, here's your lighting. Here's where you check your tanks. There's your new battery, freshwater, black and gray tanks. Here's where you turn on your water heater. Here's where you turn on your water pump if you're using potable water. 110 here. Coming down on the side here, exterior awning lights, your awning control and your slide control. Speaking of your awning, you're only going to want to run that out until your flap falls down. It's a little wet right now, so it's not falling well. Sometimes they have to dry out a couple minutes. Run that back in now. Oh, there's the flap. It's finally falling down. You run that out, and it'll kick itself back and fall. So the point is that if you run it out too far, it will run itself up backwards. So I'm just going to run it back in here real quick. Continuing to tour the unit. In your top drawer here, there's going to be some remotes. Turn your TV on here. I want to tell you, at campsites, when you arrive, before running a digital channel scan, where your cable goes in here, is a little button that turns on that green light. Make sure that green light's on before you run your digital channel scan. It's a digital channel enhancer and it'll allow you to pick up more channels. You also have a remote for your sound system here. Just turn that on here. AM, FM.
Maybe coming. Oh wow.
So we got 3 sets of speakers, indoors, outdoors, and all 3. Modes, you got auxiliary, Bluetooth, AM, FM.
And
your sofa here with just jackknife, lift up the front, and that will lay down into another sleeping quarters for you. Lift up the front, pull on the back to pull it all back down. Your top here will wiggle up. Remove your legs. Set this top down on this wooden lip. Put some back cushions on top. Gives you another sleeping quarters. Coming over into our kitchen, we'll start over here with the Norcold fridge. Turn that on. Controls there. Temperature control. Self-explanatory microwave. Your cooktop has a light and a fan. This glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Flip that up like so. Turn your cooker to light. Hit spark, and when your gas is turned on, you'll get your flames up there. You do have a pilot light to light the oven. Down below is your access panel to your breaker box and fuses. Ton of 15s in there, a couple 40s. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. To the left of that is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Now the reason I mention this is 12 volt is it's always running off your battery. So if you do go out dry camping, nothing plugged in charges your battery. If you're going to be gone for the day, disconnect your battery post to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. In the hallway is your thermostat. Let's turn your air on. Turn that down. There's your AC. We'll shut your AC off. Turn your heat on. Crank that up. There's your heat. Now you'll notice when I shut the heat fan off, it's going to take a minute or two for it to cycle through before it shuts off. Coming in here to your bathroom. I want to mention in here you do have 110 with GFCI reset. A hand crank open. Power exhaust. Plumbing. Maintain it like you would at home. Most of the stuff is PEX nowadays. Just keep an eye. You're bouncing this house down the road. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Come back in your bunk room. Before I go back there, your sliding door for the bunk room, make sure that you have this snapped open for travel. You don't want that bouncing back and forth and banging things up. Not much to talk about back here other than your lighting is individual one-touch lighting. And you do have a area to set a TV up back here as well. Your smoke alarm right above your sink. Come back into your bedroom. Looks like the lighting back in here is individual one touch as well. You can also prep for a TV back here. Backer here, cable to 110. And storage under your bed. On hydraulics so it stays up for you. That about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. So other than the bathroom, bunk, and bedrooms, I know I've shut the lights off. I like to come up there and shut all my individual lighting off. Then I can walk around and see anything I've left on. This one touch lighting is really nice because you can just leave one light on out here at night. Got them all off. Come back over here, turn on your interior lights, come down here, find your slide control. Before I run that in, doors and drawers. Make sure all doors and drawers are secure. Nothing's going to impede your slide from coming in. Most importantly, these. Make sure them are closed solid. You don't want them to come open coming down the road, so when you open your slide, they'll break them, or as you're coming in. Got all of our things out of the way. We're just going to put in. See the importance of having these cabinets closed. Again, your bathroom and bunk doors. Slide comes in nice and smooth. Slides in, shut off our lighting. Exit the unit. The steps just fold up onto each other. 2 folds and you're in. At this point, we'll bring up all of our stabilizing jacks. Unhook our power, our water, and our cable. And we can start to dump low point drains. Get these here, as well as your ones over there on the other side. If you're dry camping, you'll open up that single blue one. Open up that red and blue and this red and blue. Once your water's drained, you can come back to your hot water heater. Lift up on this pressure release valve. That's going to drain the remainder of your hot water out of there. Push that back down, otherwise your door won't close. And then pull your drain plug. Hook up our hitch and head on up to the dump station. Make sure that you secure your griddle area. Now at the dump station, we're going to park accordingly. Your dump is going to be right behind your tires on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, and you have a 10-foot hose that comes in your convenience pack. Once you arrive, hook your hose up and pull your black handle. That's going to be the one on the left. Sewer outlet connection. Now you can go inside, open up the door, and press your black tank button to tell when this is empty, or you no longer hear anything draining. Leave that black handle open. Grab the hose at the dump station, again with your water pressure regulator, and come around here to your campsite. Put that hose in this black tank flush. Turn that on for a good 5 minutes. That's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. Once you're done, unhook your hose, close that up. Again, double check to make sure all the rest of that washout has drained. Once it has, you can close the black handle and pull your gray handle. Now your gray handle is going to be cleaner water as your sinks and your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out a little bit for you. When that's done, close that off, grab this sewage hose, and conveniently and sanitarily store it right here in your bunk. And head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Catalina for many years to come. Happy camping.